So in this lesson, we're going to take a look at boundaries. And if you're not familiar with boundaries, and actually most people are not familiar with boundaries when it comes to boundaries in our relationship, but I'll say a little bit more about that soon. But the best way to explain what a boundary is, I can first explain it in terms of a physical boundary. And so think of someone standing in your personal space, very close to you. And that will make most anyone feel uncomfortable. And that means that they are crossing your physical space boundary. And but boundaries goes far beyond one's personal physical space. We must feel emotionally safe in our relationships as well, and that's really what I'm going to focus on in this lesson. That does not mean that we won't get hurt, but as you will see in the movie clip, and this is a movie clip that you saw in a previous lesson, but not only does the husband enter his wife's personal space, but he's also out of control and he's saying hurtful things. And it's truly that out of control when someone is lashing out that makes a person feel emotionally unsafe. And that's when clear boundaries need to be established. One of the things, though, that you will learn is that boundaries are actually not meant to be hurtful to the person who's out of control. It doesn't mean that they'll always like the boundary, but it's actually meant to create a safe space for both of you. And a boundary is being set. It's not a retaliation. It's actually set so that it encourages a healthier engagement between the both of you. So, for example, and again, you'll learn this in your lesson, but, if one person in the relationship is lashing out and the other person feels emotionally unsafe, and actually they might feel physically unsafe as well, even if there's never been any physical violence. If they just feel scared, that's feeling emotionally unsafe, or they don't know what hurtful thing that their partner is going to say next that's really going to cause emotional injury. And so the person who is on the receiving end of the lashing out can set a boundary by saying, I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go in the other room, and when both of us are calm, we can talk about this again. And the most important thing to remember about a boundary is not telling someone else what to do, because we don't have control over other people. It's about what you can do. So in my example, I said I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go in the other room. It's something that you can do. And again, the person lashing out may not like this. They may be in a space where they feel the need to lash out. But the one thing to remember is that most people who lash out feel regret later. So even though they may not like the boundary now, they may, when I say now, I mean in the present moment of the argument, they might appreciate it later that, you sort of helped them contain their behavior. So as you go through this lesson, like I said, remember that boundaries is not a punishment. It's meant to keep you safe emotionally and to help your partner learn to contain themselves. At some point you can share with them that was your intention, to feel emotionally safe and to also help your partner as well, so that they know that you're not doing something to be against them, that you're actually doing something in support of them, even though their behavior was hurtful. Okay, again, take your time, and if there have been boundaries crossed in your relationship, and believe it or not, it happens all the time. This lesson may stir up some emotional hurts for you, so take your time, and I will see you in the next lesson.